special event here. I really personally appreciate that you would take the time to be here out of your curiosity, be here out of your support, to support the ones that you love, and to support our causes. Because you guys could be anywhere else at this particular time, so I really appreciate that you're here lending your energy and your support to our cause. It's been a labor of love from the beginning, and I see that meaning not just a labor of love from me, but from Eve Ensler, the playwright, who wrote this play 20 years ago this year, in 1996. It was initially performed as a one-woman show in New York City, and since then, in 1998, the V-Day global campaign was started, and the V-Day campaign was created for a very particular reason. And that's really the root reason why we're here tonight, gathering in the way that we are. Because there's a higher purpose. It's the reason why this show was created. On the surface, it may seem outrageous and scandalous and about vaginas. But underneath it all, it's about really the role of women around the world. It's about our relationship with women. And it's about holding women sacred, because we are the channel to recreating man on this planet. And God knows if you don't have a happy woman in your house, the house isn't happy anyway. So that being said, I just want to honor that purpose here. So we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. I just want us to have that fun. Keep in mind that we're here experiencing humor and humanity and compassion and love out of an intention to spread that globally. Because it's women's time in the world. And we know that the female energy is about inclusion and acceptance and community and sisterhood and communion. And that's been the experience of the cast here. And this hasn't been a traditional rehearsal process. We've had several really unique experiences to help create the context for the show and to bond as a team. And we really feel like family now. That being said, I'm going to say a few things now, some thank yous, and I know that I'm going to say plenty of thank yous for getting the show. But first and foremost, I would like to say thank you to the Gratitude Trainers and Joe Engelson for hosting this event for us tonight. I'd like to say thank you to the cast for bringing their hearts and souls to this production. Large and taking risks and living into your dreams. And these women are women who came here, who some of them are still kind of in shock that they're here, right? But they're taking these risks, and these are the cream of the crop. These are people who really take it to heart and live from, you know what, I'm here, I'm going to do the most that I can with my life, and I'm here to live fully and big and deep. So I want to honor the women in the past. Tonight's show we're dedicating to a man named Charles Blackledge, who was a man that we met very briefly, who was going to support us with our show, and then we lost at the last second. So we're honoring him tonight with this show. And now, what I'd like to say is two more things. We have this up here, I left the paperwork in the back table, but Living in Perfect Health and Get Gutsy Goddess over there are one of the vendors, and they're holding a 50-50 raffle tonight. So there's no intermission in the show, and if you can manage to step away discreetly and you want to participate in the 50-50 raffle, you can find them over there. And at the end of the show, we're going to announce the winner. So that's something else to look forward to. And also, now, I'd like to make a very, very special introduction. And for those of you who haven't met her, the woman that you're about to meet is a dear old friend of the gratitude community. She used to appear on stage when Joe Engelson would have her gratitude show. She is an original work of art. Let me tell you, she's a character. Her name is Amy Steinberg. Cocaine in her unique and original, bombastic, and soulful way. So, I give you Amy Steinberg.
Sexy beast. I can't see you, but I can feel you. I can feel you. How you feeling?
Pretty good.
Shout out to Joe. I didn't get to hug you, but I do love you, you sexy beast. Oh, everything is vibration. Did you know vibrating. Music, energy, the lights, these gorgeous sparkles. These new earrings I just bought from over there. I'm sorry, what's your name? Mindy. Could you join? Is that gorgeous? We're shopping after. So I just want to send out a vibration of love to everybody here, everybody involved in this production, everybody around the world that presents this production, because this happens all over the world in February. I don't know if you know that, but that's so awesome. And I'd like to dedicate this first song to my vagina. Let's make love. There should be some screams right there. Let's create love! Come on! Let's produce pure truth with locked eyes and soul sighs from deep, deep within the sleep. Let's wake and make love all night, all morning, all day. We'll keep it going and going and going and going and going and going. Soon if we continue to love, the love we make will start showing and our spirits will grow, glowing lighter and brighter and bold, and we can hold it out like a long, perfect where our bodies are not the tools we use, but we eat the sweet relief by just staring up at that big, fat, beautiful moon. I want to make love to you and your girlfriend too. I want to make love to everyone here. Is it because I'm a hoe? No. Partly, maybe partly. It's because hate is undeniable, it's so reliable. If I say I hate you, always believe that to be true. And if I say I love you, if you don't believe you think I'm deceiving and being fake. And this is the grand motherfucker mistake. Take physics. It's simple to fall flat, that is why we sink into negativity and complacency so easily. So instead, let's get out of our heads. Tonight, let's throw them up, and let's make love. Make the brain slow to a meditative state where we relate with rays of radiance that reach way beyond tonight and way beyond today. Because what I'm simply trying to do is convey a thought you can feel if you hear it. I'm using these words to spark your spirit, and I know they're just letters pressed together. So better I just close my eyes and put my arms up like this and send you all an extrasensory perceptive kiss. It was French. Just saying. I'm a Cancer, we're the best kissers in the zodiac. heart through the prayer space. Let's make love, let's create love. Come on. Turn to someone and say, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Self-abusive day. And I stopped and I said, I would never say the things I'm saying to myself to anybody that I love. So I'm gonna write you a song. I wrote myself a song. Today I choose to only see the beautiful in me. I'm gonna put aside the urge to try to be but me, because I got these eyes, I got this hair, I will not even dare compare. I got these eyes, I got these hands, I'm tired of living in self-hatred land. Stop beating me up, stop putting me down, taking my time, give me back my crown, taking me apart, stop pushing me out, telling me what I'm supposed to be about. I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a genius, I'm a love light in this world. So don't tell me how I should look. Stop trying to make me feel like shit. I'm sick of all of this low self-esteem. I am so sick and tired of all of it. Because I got this ass, I got this mind, I'm tired of living in your confines. And I got this smile, I got these feet, I'm complete. So stop beating me up, stop putting me down, taking my time, give me back my crown, taking me apart, stop pushing me out, telling me what I'm supposed to be about. Stop beating me up, putting me down, taking my time, give me back my crown, taking me apart, stop pushing me out, telling me what I'm supposed to be about. I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a genius. Can you say that with me? I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a genius. Come on, say it, own it with me. I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a genius. You know, some people go, she's up there calling herself a genius. Who does she think she is? Well, Albert Einstein, one of the smartest humans ever walked the planet, said, everything, that includes you and me, everything has its genius. But if you told a fish to climb a tree, it would spend its whole life used to it. So, you have your genius, I have my genius. Jewelry picking, it's a skill. You know it is. Oh yeah, I'm a genius, I'm a light, I'm a light in this world. Come on, clap, clap, stop beating me up, putting me down, taking my time, give me back my crown, taking me apart, stop pushing me out, telling me what I'm supposed to be about. I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a genius. Yeah, I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a genius. Yes, you are. One more time. I'm a queen, I'm a goddess, I'm a genius. All right, here, this is the last thing I want to teach you about. This is a mantra. You can fake the clap out. There's no pressure. You know, it's like, oh, I'm so clapping. You guys told us it's not. No stress. No clap stress here. Okay, so this is a mantra. I like to call mantra. Okay, so it's easy. Today I choose to only see the beautiful in me. Today I choose to only see the beautiful in me. Will you sing that with me? If you want to. Today I choose to only see the beautiful in me. Come on, let's say it out. Today I choose, yes I do, to only see the beautiful in me. Gosh, I've already used up 15 minutes of my time. I don't know what happens. I feel like doing it. I moved to North Carolina from Florida. Can I hear it? Yeah! So I had a wonderful lesson coming down the mountains from Nashville to Charlotte. Anybody know those areas? Beautiful, beautiful, right? Well, the thing is that I'm from Florida, where it's very flat and there's lots of lights, because this state is sort of built infrastructurally for the older folks. Everything's lit up, everything's flat. So when you're coming and you're a Florida kid, you're used to that, and you're driving down from Nashville to Charlotte, it's twisting and turning and dark and scary and icy. Like, what is ice? I don't understand. What is this thing they call ice? So I was freaking out as I was coming down the mountain, and I called a really dear spiritual friend of mine, and I said, I'm freaking out, I'm afraid there's going to be a man with a banjo and 1, 2, he's going to come out, and I'm going to get stuck in the ice. And she said, well, how far can you see? She stops just like that. They all talk like that in North Carolina, I swear to God. Well, how far can you see? And I said, I don't know, maybe 10 feet, 10 feet. She goes, 10 feet's good. 10 feet's good. And it was just this moment of knowing 10 feet's good. Sometimes we can't see so much further than that. And this song is called Better Than Fine. And there's a moment for you to sing along with me. And I actually make you sing along with me for a reason, because it actually changes your brain, your chemistry. Remember the vibration thing? So it's not just because I need help. Let's start with it. I'm gonna cross that bridge, then get to it, gonna climb that hill, one step at a time, gonna brave that storm, under my umbrella, well, I think I'm gonna be just fine. Gonna cross that bridge, then get to it, then I'll laugh at myself, then I get through it, gonna walk down the street, and I'm gonna break my neck, heck, I think I'm gonna be just fine. Here we go. Driving in the fog, can't see but 10 feet in front of me. When you're driving in the fog, 10 feet is all you need. Your car, 10 feet is all you need. 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 I'm gonna build that house, one brick after another, gonna hike that trail under the moonshine. I live my life homebound, gonna be just fine. I'm driving in the fog, can't see but 10 feet in front of me. When you're driving in the fog, 10 feet is all you need. 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 Declare it this time. 10 feet is all you need. 10 feet is all you need. Where's the next twist? Where's the next turn? I ain't got a clue, but that ain't nothing new when I need to. I learn, I learn, I learn. That's right. Learning about my life. I'm gonna cross that bridge, when I get to it, gonna climb that hill, one step at a time. I'm gonna live my life, going round, gonna be my own lady, know that we are better than fine. I'm gonna teach you guys something, because you can maybe do it tonight whenever you're feeling excited about my monologues. Just saying la 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 really high up in your voice really fast. Watch. La, so grateful and blessed to be here. Thanks. Shout out to Jess. You are living your dreams when someone calls you up and says, I want you to write a song about vaginas. You know? And then at first we were talking about maybe doing like a parody of another song, and I was like, no, please let me write one. You know? And I had so much fun, just me and my kitty cats, my pussy cats. What? That just happened right there. You know, singing in my little studio all by myself, my vagina. You know, it was just divine. My vagina. It's the thing that's I'm brewing right now. So I know that everything is unfolding as it should. That is what I believe. That is my belief system. And that's what the song's about. This is my most listened to, most downloaded song. Tonight, if you want to grab my music, if you want to grab me, I like that too. Just right underneath the butt cheek, my favorite place. But 20% of whatever I sell tonight is going to go back to this production and this effort. So thank you so much for supporting the arts and supporting. And this song is not on a CD out there, but it's downloadable on iTunes, and it's called Exactly.
Yeah, baby.
I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am blessing, manifest, and I can't just the moment make it to my mind. Speak my mind, and from within I find the kind of beauty only I can find. Are you a bona fide fan?
Yeah.
So cool. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. Surrendering so willingly to be the perfect me inside us now. Truly, how else could it be? Destiny, she blesses me. Destiny, she blesses me with you right now. And when I try to fight or run, I only wind up back at square one. I think I know what's best for me. Well, love, she takes me back to exactly where I need to be. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. Dying, time and shining brightly, yes. I believe that there's a purpose just for me. So I believe that we are light in the shine. We shine infinitely. Oh, I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am an aimlessly existing thing. I'm a perfect harmony, universal energy. I'm truly free when I accept my own divinity. That's my I accept my own divinity face. So I want you to, this is going to be a little goofy, but will you raise your right hand? Will you say, I accept my divinity. I accept my goddess self. Oh my God, self, if you're a dude, it's okay. Everybody, okay, you put your hands down now. So you got it now. The thing is, I feel like even men have an inner goddess because we're born women first. We gotta grow a pee-pee, okay? Everybody has a right. That was for your inner JJ. Okay, should I do this real quick? Should I do it?
Yeah.
Look at me closely. Tell me exactly what you see. If you are paying attention, you want to begin ascension of the mind. Why? Well, because if you look just right, you see a kiss. It took a kiss to make this breath exist. The intersection of mothers and father's lips to touch, twist, perfect. Okay, next to produce me, is look at me, and you will see me. The breeze it took to shake the leaves to make my mother's hair move. My father dare touch it and say, please, may I have a kiss? Yes, the breeze made me exist. And if you want to get even deeper into this right now, if you look at me, you will see a big old cloud. That's right, the cloud it took to form the storm, to make the breeze, to shake the leaves, to inspire the lip lock as raindrop will come up out of these words. You heard me right, look at me close enough, you will see a dark, stormy night. And what is night? Well, night ain't night without us pulling up to the sunlight. So if you watch the way my hands sway, you see the light of day. And every day is a testament to the sediment of the earth's cords that are spinning in enormous force. So when you look at me just right, you see a spark of the source. But the most fascinating thing about And it's true. You look at me just right. You see. It's only what you perceive, how you believe, the space between you and me that creates this magnificent realities. When I sing, you can feel it. When I cry, you can heal it. When I speak words, you can be the words I speak by singing them with me. Peace, love, free. Peace, love, free. Peace, love, free. Peace, love, join me singing. Peace, love, free. Peace, love, free. Peace, love, free. Send it out to the world. Peace, love, free. Peace, love, free. Peace, love, free. When I try to fight for a night, only bring them back. Take it where I am. When I think I know what's best for me, love, she takes me exactly where I need to be. And exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. And exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. And exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. And when I am all alone, full of fear, I just remember the rising sun always appears, and every day miracles, miracles that I see. You take me back, to take me back, yes, you take me back to exactly where I need to. Right here, right now, it's where we need to be. It's where we are. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. Vagina monologues and monologues. Well, who here heard the My Vagina song? And who here has not? Get ready, get ready. It's a very serious song. And this I really want you to learn. Because it's very heart-opening, root chakra opening. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. That's it. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. Will you take it once more? Take it. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. Please don't you worry about my personal bits. It's mine in a labia, it's my clit. Call it my pussycat, call it my split. Let's take a little time to talk about it. It's beautiful, perfect, a work of art. You get to the pussy by going through the heart. Love this pussy hair in your own and I got dressed. What would it wear? Oh, I had a pearl divine. Look at your pussy and say, it's mine! If a could talk, what would she say? Come on and rock me, rock this way. Why Feels good too.
Oh my God. I'm shy too. Oh my God. Look, Mindy Gang has rock star jewelry on her necks and necklaces and bracelets. It's amazing. And all the other stuff that other things to sell. Are going to our cause, which by the way is for the Children's Home Society and for grandma's schools. It's children in need, and we'll find out more about them in the program, by the way. Okay, so tonight and this entire weekend is benefiting those two local organizations. So when we take care of the kids and we take care of the women, the world will thrive. By the way, the art on the back wall is for sale. Okay, and if you guys haven't gotten your vagina code cake yet, get them while they're hot. Okay? Those of you guys who are close to me don't have the talent or innuendo, and those of you who don't, I'm sorry, prepare. So if this show shocks you or scandalizes you in any way, good. Good. So my hope for you guys is that this show opens up your minds, opens up your legs, and opens up your hearts. Okay? And here we go. May I welcome you to the Vagina Monologues.
I bet you're worried. We were worried.
We were worried about vaginas.
We were worried about vaginas. And even more worried that we don't even think about them. We were worried about our own vaginas. Like we needed a context, a community of other vaginas, or perhaps a culture of vaginas. There is so much secrecy and darkness around vaginas. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. Nobody ever reports back from there.
Exactly. So in the first place, it's not easy to even find your vagina. How many of you look at your vaginas? Sometimes it takes weeks, months, and years to find it. So there was this interview with this high-powered woman. She said she didn't have time to look at her vagina. She said it was a full day's work. I mean, really. You have to get in front of the mirror, full length preferred. You gotta get the perfect angle. You gotta arch your back, pull up your head. You end up getting all twisted up. Oh my God. You're finally just wiped out, exhausted, okay? She said that she didn't have time, that she was too busy. I hope you all look for your vaginas.
So there were vagina interviews, which became Vagina Monologues. Over 200 women were interviewed. There were older women, young women, married women, lesbians, single women, college professors, actors, corporate professionals, sex workers, African American women, Asian American women, Hispanic women, Native American women, Caucasian women, Jewish women. Okay, at first women were a little reluctant to talk. They were a little shy, but once you got them going, you couldn't stop them. Women secretly love talking about their vaginas. asked them before.
Let's just start with the word vagina. It sounds like an infection, ugh, at best. Maybe a medical instrument? Hurry, nurse, bring me the vagina. 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 It doesn't matter how many times you try to say it. It is never a word that you want to say. Try saying it during the act of sex to be politically correct. Darling, could you stroke the vagina? You kill the act right there.
We were worried about what to call them and what not to call them.
In grade 9, they call it pussycat. A woman there said that her mother used to tell her, don't wear panties underneath your pajamas here. You gotta air out that pussycat.
In Westchester, they called it a pookie.
In New Jersey, a twat.
There's powder box, a poochie, a poopy, pipe, pupelu, punani, a pal, and a peachy.
A toady, an idiot, an ishi. Dignity. Monkey box?
A coocher snorcher, a booty, a leg, lab, loop, leg.
Gladys Siegelman?
A V8, wee-wee, a horse pot. Happy dog out.
A mango, a muku, a pajama, a fanny boo, a marshmallow.
A guli, possible, tamale, tortilla, pani.
A Mimi in Miami.
And yo, a split Ganesh in Philadelphia.
And a schmandy in the Bronx.
We're worried about vaginas!
Some of the monologues are based on one woman's story. Some of the monologues are based on several women's stories surrounding the same theme. And a few times, a good idea became an outrageous one. This monologue is based on one woman's story, although the subject came up in many interviews and was often fraught. The subject being
Hair. You can't love a vagina unless you love hair. Many people do not love hair. My first and only husband hated hair. He said it was cluttered and dirty. He made me shave my vagina. It made me feel like a little girl and puffy and exposed down there, and this excited him. When he made love to me, my vagina felt the way a beard must feel. It felt good to rub it and painful, kind of like scratching a mosquito bite. It was on fire. There were screaming red bumps everywhere, and I refused to ever shave it again. Then my husband, he had an affair. When we went to marital counseling, he told the therapist he screwed around because I wouldn't please him sexually. The therapist had a thick German accent and gasped in between sentences to show her empathy. She asked me why you don't want to please your husband. I told her I thought it was weird when my hair was gone down there. I couldn't help but feel little and talk in a baby voice, and even calamine lotion wouldn't help it. She said, marriage is a compromise. I asked her if shaving my vagina would get him to stop screwing around. I asked her if she had many cases like this before. She said, questions dilute the process. I needed to jump right in. She was sure it was a good beginning. This time, when we got home, he got to shave my vagina. It was like a therapy bonus prize. I poked it a few times and there was some blood in the tub, but he didn't even notice because he was so happy shaving me. Later that night when we were making love, I could feel my husband's spiky sharpness sticking into me, my naked puffy vagina. There was no protection. There was no fluff. It was then I knew hair was there for a reason. It's the leaf around the flower. The lawn around the house. You gotta love hair in order to love a vagina. You can't pick the parts you like. And besides, my husband never stopped screwing around anyway.
All of the women were asked the following questions.
If your vagina got dressed, what would it wear?
Glasses, a beret, leather jacket, silk stockings, mink, a pink boa.
A male tuxedo, jeans, something form-fitting.
Emeralds.
See-through black underwear.
A taffeta ball gown.
Something machine washable.
Costume IMAX. Purple velvet pajamas. Angora. A red bow.
A tutu. A leopard hat. A silk kimono. Sweatpants. A tattoo.
An electrical shock device to keep unwanted strangers away.
Heels, lace, and combat boots. Purple feathers, twigs and shells.
A pinafore.
A bikini.
A slipper.
If your vagina could talk, what would it say? 2 words. Slow down.
Is that you?
Feed me. I want. Yum, yum. Oh, yeah.
Start again. No, over there. Lick me. Stay home. Oh, right there.
Think again. More, please. Embrace me. Let's play.
Don't stop. More, more. Remember me?
Come inside. Not yet. Oh, Mom. Yes. Yes. Rock me. Thank you.
Bonjour. No, too hard. Don't give up.
Where's Brian? That's better. Yes, there.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, that's it. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, find me.
A group of women between the ages of 65 and 75 were interviewed. These were possibly the more poignant interviews because many of them had never had a vagina interview before. One woman, aged 72, had never even seen her vagina. She washed herself in the bath and in the shower, but never with conscious intention. She had never had an orgasm. She went into therapy as they do in New York, and with the help of her therapist, she went home one afternoon by herself, lit some candles, put on some music, got in the bath, and she got down with herself. She said it took her over an hour because she's arthritic. But she said when she finally found her clitoris, she cried. This monologue is for her.
Down there? I haven't been down there since 1953. Now it's a cellar down there. Very damp and clammy. You don't want to go down there, trust me. You get sick. Suffocating, very nauseating. The smell of the clamminess and the mildew. Ooh, smells unbearable. gets in your clothes. Now, there was no accident down there. It's not like it blew up, caught fire or anything. It wasn't that dramatic. I mean, nah, never mind. Never mind. I can't talk to you about this. What's a nice girl like you doing, going around talking to old ladies about their down there's for? I didn't do this sort of thing when I was a girl. What? Jesus. Okay. There was this boy, Andy Lefkoff. He was real cute. Well, I thought so. And tall like me. And I really liked him. He asked me out for a date in his car. I can't tell you this. I can't do this. I can't talk to you about down there. You just know it's there. It's like the cellar. There's rumbles down there, and you can hear the pipes. And things get caught down there. Little animals and things. And sometimes it gets wet, and people have to go down there and plug up leaks. Otherwise, the door stays closed. You forget about it. I mean, it's part of the house and all, but you don't see it or think about it. It has to be there, though, because every house needs a cellar. Otherwise, your bedroom would be in the basement. Oh, Andy. Andy. He was real good looking. He was a catch. That's what they called it in my day. And we were in his car, a new white Chevy Bel Air. And I remember thinking my legs were too long for the seat. They were kind of scrunched up against the dashboard, and I was just sitting there looking down at my giant kneecaps. And suddenly, he kissed me in this take me by control like they do in the movies kind of way, and I got excited. So excited. Well, there was a flood down there. I couldn't control it. It was like this force of passion, this river of life just flooded out of me, right through my panties, right onto the seat of his new white Chevy Bel Air. It wasn't pee. It was smelly. Well, I don't remember there being a smell, but Andy said, it smelled like sour milk, and it was staining his car seats. I was a stinky, weird girl, he said. I wanted to explain that his kiss had just caught me off guard, and I was not normally like this. I tried to wipe the flood up with my dress. It was a new yellow primrose dress, and it looked so ugly with the flood on it. Well, Andy drove me home that night without saying another word, and when I got out of that car and closed that door, I closed the whole store. Never opened for business again. I dated some after that, but the thought of the flooding like that made me too nervous. I never even got close again. I used to have these dreams, crazy dreams. Oh, they're dopey. Why? Burt Reynolds. I don't know why. He never did anything for me in real life, but in my dreams, it's always Burt and I. Burt and I. Oh, Burt and I. It was always the same general dreams. We'd be in one of those big restaurants like the kind you see in Atlantic City with the big chandeliers and 1,000 waiters all running around in their vests. And Burt would give me an orchid corsage, and I'd pin it on my blazer, and we'd laugh. We were always laughing, Burt and I. And we'd eat shrimp cocktail, huge shrimp, fabulous shrimp, and we'd laugh some more. We were very happy together. And then Burt would look into my eyes, and he'd pull me real close to him, right in the middle of the restaurant. And just as he was about to kiss me, the whole restaurant would start to shake. Pigeons would fly out from under the tables. I don't know what those pigeons were doing there. And the flood would come straight from down there. It would pour out of me. It would pour and pour, and there'd be fish in it and little boats. And the whole restaurant would fill up with my flood, and there would be there waist deep in it, looking hard disappointed in me that I'd done it again. He had this horrified look on his face as he watched his friends, Dean Martin and the like, swim past us in their tuxedos. I don't really have those dreams anymore. Not since they took away just about everything it had to do with down there. They moved out the uterus, the tubes, the whole works. Doctor thought he was being funny, said, "You don't use that, you lose it." Oh, really, I found out it was cancer. Everything around it had to go. Who needs it anyway? Highly overrated. I've done other things. I love the dog shows, and I sell antiques. What would it wear? What kind of question is that? What would it wear? It'd wear a big sign. Closed due to flooding. What would it say? I told you. It's not like that. It's not like a person that speaks. Stop being a thing that talked a long time ago. It's a place. It's a place you don't go. It's closed up. It's under the house. It's down there. I'm happy now. You got me to talk. You got an old lady, talk about her down there. You feel better? You know, I think you're the first person I ever told that story to. I feel a little better.
My vagina is a pink, round, tender shell, opening and closing, closing and opening. My vagina is a flower, an eccentric tulip, the center acute and deep, the scent delicate, the petals gentle but sturdy. I did not always know this. I learned this at a vagina workshop. I learned it from a woman who taught the vagina workshop. A woman who really believed in vaginas, who really saw vaginas. The woman that ran the vagina workshop helped other women see their vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. In the first session, the woman that ran the vagina workshop asked us to draw a picture of our own unique, beautiful vagina. That's what she called it. She wanted to know what our own unique, beautiful, wonderful vaginas looked like. One woman that was pregnant drew this big red lips with coins spilling out. Another very skinny woman drew this platter with a Devonshire pattern on it. I drew a black dot with squiggly lines all around it. The black dot was meant to represent a hole in space, and the squiggly line were people and things and just your basic atoms that got caught up in there. I always thought of my vagina as an anatomical vacuum, randomly sucking up objects from the surrounding environment. I did not think of it in practical or biological terms, and I did not, for example, see it as something that was attached to me. In the workshop, we were asked to look at our vaginas with hand mirrors. Then, after careful examination, we were to report back to the others what we saw. I must tell you that At this point, everything I knew about my vagina was based on hearsay and invention. I had never seen the thing. It never even occurred to me to look at it. My vagina existed for me on some abstract plane. It seemed so reductive and awkward looking at it, like we were in a workshop, on our mats, with our hand mirrors, and it reminded me of the early astronomers and how they must have felt with their primitive telescopes. I found it quite unsettling at first, my vagina. Like the first time you see a fish cut open and you discover this other bloody, complex world inside, right under the skin. It was so raw, so red, so fresh. And the thing that surprised me the most were the layers opening up to layers and more layers. My vagina amazed me. I couldn't speak when it came my turn to speak in the workshop. I was speechless. I had awakened to what the woman that ran the vaginal workshop called vaginal wonder. I just wanted to lay there on my mat with my legs spread, looking at my vagina all day. It was better than the Grand Canyon. Ancient, full of grace. It had the innocence and the freshness of a proper English garden. And it was funny, so funny. It could open and close and hide and seek. Then the woman that ran the workshop asked how many of us had had orgasms. Two women tentatively raised their hands. I did not raise my hand, but I had had orgasms. I did not raise my hand because they were accidental orgasms. They happened to me in my sleep, and I would wake in splendor, and they happened in the water a lot, mostly in the bath. One time in Cape Cod, they happened to be on horses and bicycles and on the treadmill at the gym. I could not raise my hand because although I had had orgasms, I did not know how to make one happen. I thought it was a mystical, magical thing. I didn't want to interfere. It felt wrong and contrived. It felt Hollywood. The surprise would be gone, the mystery. The problem was that the surprise was gone. It had been gone for almost 2 years. I hadn't had a magical, accidental orgasm in a long time, and I was frantic. That's why I was in the vagina workshop. And then the moment had arrived that I both dreaded and longed for. The woman who ran the workshop asked us to take out our mirrors again and see if we could find our clitoris. There we were, the group of us, on our backs, on our mats, searching for our spot, our locus, our reason. And I don't know why, but I started crying. Maybe it was sheer embarrassment. Maybe it was the knowing that I had to give up the fantasy, the enormous consuming fantasy that I had had to do this for myself. The fantasy that nobody was coming to do this for me, to lead my life, to choose direction, to give me orgasms. I could feel the panic coming, the simultaneous terror and realization that I had avoided finding my clitoris. I had rationalized it as mainstream and consumerist because I, in fact, was terrified that I did not have a clitoris. Terrified that I was one of those constitutionally incapables, one of those frigid, dead, shut down, dry tasting, apricot tasting. Oh my God! I lay there with my mirror, looking for my spot, reaching with my fingers, and all I could think about was the time when I was 10 years old and I lost my ring with the emeralds in it in the lake. How I kept diving over and over and over, reaching to the bottom of the lake, running my hands over stones and fish and bottle caps and slimy stuff, but never my ring. The panic I felt, I knew I'd be punished. The woman who ran the workshop saw my frantic, scrambling, sweating, and heavy breathing. She came over to me, and I told her, "It's gone, it's gone, my clitoris is gone. I should have never wanted swimming." The woman that ran the workshop laughed, and she gently stroked my forehead. And she said to me, "Your clitoris is not something that you can lose. It was me," she said. The essence of me. It was both the doorbell to my house and the house itself. I did not have to find it. I had to be it. Be it. Be my clitoris. Be my clitoris. I lay back and I closed my eyes and I put my mirror down and I watched myself floating above myself. I watched as I slowly began to approach myself and re-enter. I felt like an astronaut re-entering the surface of the earth. It was quiet, this re-entry. Quiet and gentle. I bounced, I landed, I bounced. I came into my muscles and my blood and my cells, and then I slid right into my vagina. It was suddenly easy, and I fit. It was all warm and pulsing, and ready, and young, and alive. And then, without looking, with my eyes still closed, I put my finger on what had suddenly become me. There was a little quivering at first, and that urged me to stay. And then that quivering became a quake, an eruption, and layers divided and subdivided, and the quaking broke open into an ancient horizon of light and silence, which opened into a plane of music and colors and innocence and longing. And I felt connection, longing connection, as I lay there on my mat, thrashing. My vagina is a shell, a tulip, a destiny. I am arriving as I am beginning to leave. My vagina, my vagina, me.
I come here with a vagina happy fact. This is from Woman and Intimate Geography by Natalie Anger. The clitoris is pure in purpose. It is the only organ in the body designed purely for pleasure. The clitoris is simply a bundle of nerves, 8,000 nerve fibers to be precise. That's a higher concentration of nerve fibers that is found anywhere in the body, male or female, including the fingertips, the lips, or even the tongue. And it's twice the amount in the penis. Who needs a handgun when you have a semi-automatic?
As part of Eve's work to include the voices of all women who face violence, she interviewed a diverse group of transgender women in preparation for creating this piece. Her idea to transform this wide range of experiences into a Greek chorus was an elegant way to give many voices a feeling of one voice, united. Punishing the feminine was an overarching theme in the interviews, and this can take many forms. Some women in the transgender community face violence from an early age because they are so feminine, or because they show inappropriate interest in things considered feminine. For others, the violence comes later because they are not feminine enough. Those who do not pass gender muster often get pushed to the fringes of society, especially their youngest and most vulnerable. Yet they stay true to their hearts despite every attempt to break their spirits. This monologue moves from childhood through adversity and into the maturity, wisdom, and joy affirming who they are, women who face a difficult road just to claim that name. In the end, they endure, they survive, and they share the pride of expressing femininity with all women in one voice, united.
At 5 years old, I was putting my baby sister's diapers on. I saw her vagina. I wanted one. I wanted one. I thought that it would grow.
I thought I would open. I ate to belong. I ate to smell like my mother. Her sweet aroma lived in my hair, on my hands, in my skin. I ate to be pretty, pretty.
I wonder why I was missing my bathing suit top at the beach. Why I wasn't dressed like the other girls. I ate to be completed. I ate to belong, to curl the baton.
They assigned me a sex the day that I was born. It's as random as being adopted. It's like being assigned a hotel room on the 32nd floor. It has nothing to do with who you are or your fear of heights. And despite the apparatus that I was forced to carry around, I always knew I was a girl.
They beat me for it. They beat me for crying. They pummeled me for wanting.
To touch,
To pet,
To hug.
To help.
to hold their hands. For trying to fly in church like Sister Betrell.
for doing cartwheels,
Crocheting socks.
For carrying purses in kindergarten.
They kicked the shit out of me on my way to school.
In the park, they smashed my magic marker painted nails.
They punched my lipstick mouth.
They beat the girl out of my boy. Or they tried.
So I went underground. I stopped playing the flute.
Be a man. Stand up for yourself. Go punch him back.
I grew a beard.
It was good that I was tough.
I joined the Marines. Suck it up and drive on.
I became duller.
Jaded.
Sometimes even cruel.
Butch it.
Butching.
Butch it up.
Always clenched. Inaccurate. Incomplete.
I ran away from home.
From school.
from boot camp,
Ran to Miami.
Greenwich Village.
Aleutian Islands.
New Orleans. I found gay people!
Wilderness lesbians.
I got my first hormone shot. It gave me permission to be myself.
To transition, to travel, to immigrate. 350 hot needles. I could feel the male particles, and I counted them as they died. 16 man hairs, dead.
The feminine is in your face. I lift my eyebrows. I'm curious. I ask questions.
And my voice. Practice. Practice. It's all about resonance. Sing, song. Sing, song. Men are monotone and flat. Southern accents are really excellent. Jewish accents really help. Hello, my friend.
And my vagina is so much friendlier now. I cherish it. It brings me joy.
The orgasms are smooth before they were jerky.
I'm your girl next door.
And my lieutenant colonel, my father, he paid for my vagina.
My mother was worried what people would think of her, that she made this happen. Until I came to church and everyone said, "You have a beautiful daughter."
I got to be soft. I'm allowed to listen. I'm allowed to touch. I'm able to receive.
To be in the present.
People are just so much nicer to me now.
I can wake up in the morning, put my hair up in a ponytail.
Aaron was writing.
I am one with God.
It's like when you hear a car alarm and it won't go off. When I finally got my vagina, it's like someone finally turned it off.
I live now in the female zone. But you know how people feel about immigrants. They don't like it when you're from someplace else. They don't like it when you mix. They killed my boyfriend. They beat him insanely as he slept with a baseball bat. They didn't want him dating a foreigner, even though she was pretty and she was kind. They didn't want him falling in love with ambiguity. They were afraid he'd get lost. They were that afraid of love.
This next monologue was based on an interview with a woman who had a very good experience with a man.
Well, this is how I came to love my vagina. It's embarrassing because it isn't politically correct. I mean, I know it should have happened in a bathtub with salt grains from the Dead Sea, and you blame me loving my woman self. I know the stories. Vaginas are beautiful. Our self-hatred is only the internalized repression and hatred of the patriarchal culture. It isn't real. Pussies, unite! I mean, if we grow up in a culture that taught us that fat thighs were beautiful, we'd all be pounding down milkshakes and Krispy Kremes, laying on our bags, spending our days thigh expanding. But we didn't grow up in that culture, did we? I hated my thighs. And I hated my vagina even more. thought it was incredibly ugly. I had been one of those women that had looked down there, and from that moment on, I wished I hadn't. It made me sick, and I pitied anyone that had to go down there. In order to survive, I began to pretend that there was something else between my legs. I imagined furniture, cozy futons with line cotton comforters, or little velvet settees, or leopard rugs, or pretty things like place settings, quilted pot holders, or silken handkerchiefs. I got so accustomed to doing this, I lost all memory of having a vagina. If a man was inside me, I pictured him in a mink-lined muffler, or a Chinese bowl. Then I got Bob. Bob was the most ordinary man I had ever met. He was thin, tall, nondescript. He wore khaki tan clothes. He didn't like spicy foods or listen to Prince. He wasn't into sexy lingerie. In the summer, he spent time in the shade. He wasn't one to share his inner feelings. Didn't have problems or issues. Wasn't even an alcoholic. He wasn't very funny, articulate, or mysterious. He wasn't mean or unavailable. Wasn't self-involved or charismatic. Didn't drive fast. I didn't particularly like Bob. I would have missed him altogether if he hadn't picked up the change that I dropped on the deli floor. As he handed me back my quarters and pennies, and his hand accidentally touched mine, something happened. Okay, I went to bed with him. But that's when the miracle occurred. Turns out, Bob loved vaginas. He is a connoisseur. He loves the way they feel, the way they taste, the way they smell, but most importantly, he loves to look at them. He's got to see them. The first time we had sex, he tells me, "I want to see you." Right here, I said. He said, "Oh, you. I need to see you." Well, turn on the light, I said, thinking he was a weirdo and freaking out in the dark. He turns on the light and then he says, "Okay, I'm ready. Ready to see you." "I'm right here, Bob." I didn't get it. He starts to undress me. "What are you doing, Bob?" "I need to see you," he says. "No need, Bob. Just do it." "I need to see what you look like," he said. But you've seen a red leather couch before," I said. He would not stop. He continued, and I just wanted to throw up and die. "This is awfully intimate. Can't you just do it?" "No," he said. "It's who you are. I need to look." I held my breath. And he looked. And looked. He started to get breathy. His face changed. I tell you, he didn't look ordinary anymore. He looked like a hungry beast. "You're so beautiful," he said. "You're deep and elegant and innocent and wild." "You saw that there?" I said. It was like he was reading my palm. "I saw that," he said, "and more, much, much more." Bob stayed looking for almost an hour. Like he was studying a map, observing the moon, staring into my eyes. But it was my vagina. In the light, I watched him, and I could see how he was so genuinely excited, so peaceful and euphoric. I started to get wet and turned on. I started to see myself the way he saw me. I started to feel beautiful and delicious, like a great painting or a waterfall. You see, Bob wasn't afraid. He wasn't grossed out. I began to swell. I began to feel proud. I began to love my vagina. And Bob, he lost himself there. And I was there with him in my vagina. And we were gone.
This is a not so happy fact found in UNICEF's 2005 report, Female Genital Mutilation, a Statistical Exploration. Female genital mutilation has been inflicted on approximately 130 million young girls and women in the 28 countries where it is practiced, mostly in Africa. About 3 million young girls a year can expect a knife or a razor or a glass shard to cut their clitoris or remove it altogether. In a man, this would range from amputation of most of the penis to removal of all of the penis. Short-term results include tetanus, hemorrhages, cuts in the urethra, bladder, and vaginal walls. Long-term, chronic uterine infection, increased agony during childbirth, and early death.
My vagina is angry!
It is. It's pissed off.
My vagina's furious. It has to talk about this shit and it has to talk to you. I mean, what is the deal?
An army of people out there thinking up ways to torture my poor ass, gentle, loving vagina.
Spending their days constructing psycho products and nasty ideas to undermine our pussy, those vagina motherfuckers.
Vagina motherfuckers. All this shit they're constantly trying to shove up us and stuff us up and make us go away.
Well, my vagina's not going away. It is pissed off and it's staying right here.
Like tampons, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
A dry wad of fucking cotton stuffed up there.
Yeah, and as soon as my vagina sees it, it goes into shock. It says, forget it. It closes right up. I mean, you have to introduce the vagina to things, right?
Yes.
You gotta prepare the way. That's what foreplay's all about.
You gotta convince my vagina, seduce my vagina, engage my vagina's trust. You can't do that with a dry wad of fucking cotton.
No, you can't.
Stop shoving things up me. Stop shoving and stop cleaning it up. It don't need to be good cleaned up because it smells good already.
Don't believe them when they tell you that it smells like rose petals when it's supposed to smell like a pussy. That's what they're trying to do. Clean it up make it smell like a bathroom spray or a garden.
All those douche sprays, floral, berry, rain. I don't want my pussy to smell like rain. All cleaned up like a fish you washed. I want to taste the fish. That's why I ordered it.
And then there's those exams.
Who thought them up? There's gotta be a better way to those exams.
What about the scary paper dress, huh? That scratches your tits and crunches when you lie down so you feel like a wad of paper they just threw away?
And what about the Nazi steel stirrups and the flashlights? All up there like Nancy Drew working against gravity.
That's right. And the Nazi steel stirrups, the mean cold dumplings that they shove up inside you? I mean, what is that?
What is it? What is it? Why can't they find a nice, delicious?
Now, aren't they angry when they go to there?
Oh yeah, I forgot about this. My vagina gets angry weeks in advance about these fucking exams. It gets defensive every time it thinks about it. And it doesn't want to come out of the house.
I hate it when you get there and they say, scoot on down. Come on, get all the way down here, that's it. Relax your vagina. Yeah, like you're supposed to relax your vagina right over like this. Is that, I mean, what is that? Well, you ain't shoving those mean cold ducklings up inside me, I'll tell you that right now.
Why can't they find a nice purple velvet and wrap it around me and lay me down on some feathery cotton spread, you know?
And let our feet rest in some fur-covered stirrups. Warm up the duck lips. Work with the vagina. But no! More tortures of dry wads of fucking cotton stuffed on me. No more! We've had it! It's closed! Right? We're supposed to be like loose, right? So we can move around, not held together. I mean, that's what girdles are so bad. We need to talk and spread and, you know, make something comfortable for us.
Yeah.
Something that gives us
What about, no, they hate us having pleasure, particularly sexual pleasure. Like, why can't they make a soft pair of cotton underwear with a little French tickler built in? Women would be coming all day. Coming in the supermarket, coming on the subway. Coming happy vagina.
That would be so cool. They wouldn't know what to do with all those energized, not taking shit, hot, happy vajayjays. They just wouldn't know what to do.
No.
Well, if my vagina could talk,
What would it say?
it would talk about itself like me. It would talk about your vagina. It would talk about all kinds of vaginas.
Well, my vagina will wear Harry Winston diamonds. No clothing, just all wrapped in diamonds.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I remember when my vagina helped me release a baby. It thought it would be doing more of that. But it's not now. It wants to travel. My vagina doesn't want a lot of company anymore. It wants to read and get to know things and get out more.
My vagina wants sex. It wants to come. But it also likes silence and freedom and gentle kisses and warm liquids and deep touch.
It wants chocolate.
It wants to scream! It wants to want.
It wants to want. My vagina.
My vagina.
It wants everything.
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 Bosnian women refugees were interviewed during the war in Yugoslavia in refugee camps and centers. 20 to 70,000 women were raped in the middle of Europe as a systematic tactic of war. It was shocking to see how little people did to stop it. But then again, in the United States each year, about 200,000 women are raped, which is another kind of war. This monologue is based on one woman's story. We do it tonight for that woman and the extraordinary women of Bosnia and Kosovo.
My vagina was green, water soft, pink fields, cow mooing, sun resting, sweet boyfriend touching lightly with soft piece of blonde straw. There is something between my legs. I do not know what it is. I do not know where it is. I do not touch. Not now. Not anymore. Not since. My vagina. Singing all girl songs, all goat bell ringing songs, all wild autumn field songs. Vagina songs. Vagina home songs. Not since I dreamed there's a dead animal sewn in down there with thick black fishing line. And the dead animal smell cannot be removed. And its throat is slit. And it bleeds through all my summer dresses. My vagina. Clean, spilling water over sun-baked stones. Stone clit over stone, spilling water over and over. Not since they put a long, thick rifle inside me, so cold. The steel rod canceling my heart. Don't know whether they're going to fire it or shove it through my spinning brain. 6 of them. Monstrous doctors in black masks shoving bottles up me too. There were sticks and the end of a broom. My vagina, alive, wet, water-filled. Nonsense. I heard the skin tear and make lemon screeching sounds. Not since a piece of my vagina came off in my hand, a part of the lip. And now one side of the lip is completely gone. My vagina.
took turns for 7 days, smelling like feces and smoked meat. They were awful. My vagina, alive, what water village, they invaded it, butchered it, and burned it down. I do not touch now. I do not visit. I live someplace else now, and I don't know where that is.
My short skirt. My short skirt is not an invitation, a provocation, an indication that I want it or give it or that I hook. My short skirt is not begging for it. It does not want you to rip it off me or to pull it down.
My short skirt is not a legal reason to rape me. Although it has been before, it will not hold up in the new court of law.
My short skirt is wonderful.
Believe it or not.
My short skirt, believe it or not, has nothing to do with you. My short skirt is about discovering the power of my lower calves, about cool autumn air traveling up my inner thighs, about allowing everything it sees, or pass, or feel, to live inside.
My short skirt is not proof that I'm stupid, or undecided, or a malleable little girl.
My short skirt is my defiance. I will not let you make me afraid. My short skirt is not showing off. This is who I am. Before you make me cover it or tone it down, get used to it. My short skirt, my short skirt is happiness. I can feel myself in the ground. I am here. I am hot.
My short skirt is a women's liberation flag in the women's army. I declare these streets, any streets, my vagina's country.
My short skirt is turquoise water with swimming colored fish. My short skirt is a summer festival in the starry dark, a bird calling, a train arriving in a foreign town.
My short skirt is a wild spin, a full breath, a tango dip.
My short skirt is initiation, appreciation, excitation.
But mainly, my short skirt and everything underneath is mine.
Mine?
Mine.
In hundreds of interviews with homeless women over the course of 13 years, only one woman was not sexually abused as a little girl or raped as a young woman. For most of these women, home is a very scary place, a place they have fled. The shelters are, ironically, the first places many of them find safety, protection, and comfort. This is a woman's story as she told it. What isn't in the story is that this woman met another woman in a shelter, and they fell in love. And through their love, they both got out of the shelter system.
5 years old. My mama tells me in a scary, loud, and life-threatening voice to stop scratching my coochie snorcher. I've become terrified that I've scratched it off down there. I do not touch myself again, even in the back. I'm afraid of water getting in and filling me up so I explode. I imagine a stopper, bathtub plug up there to prevent things from entering me. I wear 3 pairs of happy, hard patterned cotton underpants underneath my snap-up pajamas. I still want to touch myself sometimes, but I don't. Memory, 7 years old. Edgar Montaigne, who is 10, gets angry at me and punches me with all his might between my legs. It feels like he breaks my entire self. I limp home, I can't pee, and when my mama asks me what's wrong with my coochie snorcher, and I tell her what Edgar did to me, she tells me never to let anyone touch me down there again. I try to explain to her that he didn't touch it, Mama. He punched it. Memory, 9 years old. I'm laying on the bed and bouncing and falling, and I impale my coochie snorcher on the bedpost. I make high-pitched, screeching noises that come straight from my coochie snorcher's mouth. I get taken to the hospital, and they sew it up down there from where it's torn apart. Memory, 10 years old. I'm at my father's house, and he's having a party upstairs. Everyone's drinking. I'm playing downstairs and trying on my new white cotton bra and panties that my father's girlfriend gave to me. Suddenly, my father's best friend, Edgar, comes downstairs, comes up from behind me, and pulls down my new white cotton underpants. He sticks his big, hard penis into my coochie snorcher. I scream. I kick. I try to fight him off, but he still gets it in. My father's there then, and he has a gun. And there's this loud, horrible noise, and then there's blood all over Alfred and I. Lots of blood. Feels like my coochie snorcher has finally fallen out. Alfred is paralyzed for life. And my father doesn't see me again for 7 years. Memory, 13 years old. My coochie snorcher is a very bad place. It's a place of pain, nastiness, punching, invasion, and blood. It's a site for mishaps. It's a bad luck zone. I imagine a freeway between my legs, and I'm traveling, going far away from here. Memory, 16 years old. There's this gorgeous 24-year-old woman in our neighborhood, and I stare at her all the time. One day, she invites me into her car. She asks me if I like to kiss boys, and I tell her I do not like that. Then she tells me she wants to show me something, and she leans over and kisses me softly with her lips and sticks her tongue in my mouth. Wow. Then she asks me if I would like to come over to her house. And then she kisses me again, tells me to relax, to feel it, to let our tongues feel it. And then she asks my mama if I could spend the night,
and my mother's delighted that such a beautiful, successful woman has taken an interest in me. I'm scared, and I can't wait. Her apartment's fantastic. She's got it hooked up. It's the 70s, the mood lights, the beads, the fluffy pillows. I decide right then that I want to be a secretary like her when I grow up. She pours herself a vodka and asks me what I like to drink. I say, same as she's having. She says, she doesn't think my mother would like me drinking vodka. I say, she probably wouldn't like me kissing girls either. And the pretty lady pours me a drink. Then she puts on this chocolate satin teddy. She's so beautiful. I always thought bull daggers were ugly. I say, you look great. She says, so do you. I say, but I'm only wearing this white cotton bra and panties. And she dresses me slowly in another satin teddy. It's lavender, like the first soft days of spring. The alcohol's gone to my head, and I'm loose and ready. There's a poster over her bed of a naked black woman with a huge afro. She gently and slowly lays me out over the bed, and just our bodies rubbing makes me come. Then she does everything to me and my coochie snorcher that I always thought was nasty before. And wow, I'm so hot and so wet. She tells me, your vagina, untouched by man, smells so nice and so fresh. I get crazy wild, and then the phone rings, and of course it's my mama. I'm sure she knows. She catches me at everything. I'm breathing heavy when I get on the phone, and I try to act normal. And my mama says, what's wrong with you? Have you been running? I say, no, Mama. Exercising. And then she tells the beautiful secretary to make sure I'm not around boys. And the lady tells her, trust me, there's no boys around here. Then the gorgeous lady teaches me everything about my coochie snorcher. She makes me play with myself in front of her, and she teaches me all the different ways to give myself pleasure. She tells me to always know how to give myself pleasure so I never need to rely on a man. In the morning, I'm afraid I've become butch because I am so in love with her. She laughs, but I never see her again. I realize later that she was my surprising, unexpected, and politically incorrect salvation. She transformed my sorry-ass coochie snorcher and raised it into a kind of heaven.
We have created a map
Let's try that again.
We have created a map of vagina-friendly cities. Welcome, Pompano Beach! They are wild for vaginas in South Florida. In fact, a woman from Lake Worth was obsessed about a particular word. A pejorative word used to describe the vagina. The mission, her mission, was to reclaim it.
I call it cunt. I've reclaimed it. Cunt. I really like it. Cunt. Listen to it. cunt, cavern, cackle, clit, cute, come, closed, inside, then curvy, inviting, shark skin, uniform, under, up, urge, then cun, snug letters fitting perfectly together, nest, nexus, now, nice, always depth, always round and upper case, a wicked, jagged, electric pulse, and soft, warm, then sharp, certain, tangy, texture, take, tent, tight, tantalizing, tensing, taste, tendrils, tactile, time, tell me, cunt, say it, tell me,
A 6-year-old girl was asked, if your vagina got dressed, what would it wear?
High tops and a Mets hat worn backwards.
And if your vagina could speak, what would it say?
Words with V and T like violin and turtle.
And what does your vagina remind you of?
Well, my vagina reminds me of a dark peach or a diamond that I found in a treasure chest, and it's mine!
What does your vagina smell like?
Snowflakes.
And tell me what is special about your vagina.
Well, my vagina has a brain deep, deep, deep inside.
Awesome.
And it's smart!
Very good.
Sex workers have a rich, compelling, complex relationship with their vaginas. This particular woman blew my mind. She was a sex worker, but she only did sex work with women.
I love vagina. I love women. I do not see them as separate things. Women pay me to dominate them, to excite them, to make them come. I did not start out like this. No. On the contrary, I was a lawyer. But in my mid-30s, I became obsessed with making women happy. Started as a mission of sorts. I got involved in it, got very good at it. Kind of brilliant. It was my art. I started getting paid paid for it. It's as I found my calling. I wore outrageous outfits when I dominated women. Lace and silk and leather. And I used props, whips, handcuffs, ropes, and dildos. There was nothing like this in tax law. There was no props, no excitement, and I hated those blue corporate suits. Although I wear them from time to time in my new line of work, and they serve quite nicely. There was no props in corporate law, no wetness, no dark, mysterious foreplay, no erect nipples, no delicious mouths. But especially, there was no moaning. Not the kind I'm talking about anyways. Moaning was the key. I see now. Moaning was ultimately what got me and seduced me and got me addicted to making women happy. I became obsessed with moaning. And this was the key. I just got so excited about moaning that I just craved it all the time. There was nothing like this in corporate law. No, not at all. When I was a little girl, I used to watch women in film making these strange orgasmic noises. I used to laugh. I got strangely hysterical. I couldn't believe this outrageous, ungoverned sounds like that came out of women. I longed to moan. I practiced in front of a mirror, on a tape recorder, on various of keys, various of tones, but always when I played it back, it sounded fake. It was fake. It wasn't rooted in anything sexually, really, just my desire to be sexual. But then, when I was 10, I had to pee really badly once. On a car trip. It went for almost an hour. And when I finally got to pee in this dirty little gas station, it was so exciting. I moaned as I peed. I couldn't believe it. Me moaning in a Texaco station in the middle of Louisiana. I realized right then that moans are connected with not getting things right away, but with putting things off. I realized that moans were best when they caught you by surprise, when they came out of this hidden, mysterious part of you that was speaking its own language. I realized right then that moans were in fact that language. I became a moaner. Frankly, it made most men anxious. It terrified them. You know, they couldn't concentrate on what they were doing. They lose focus, then they lose everything. We couldn't make love in people's homes. The walls were too thin. I started getting a reputation in my building. People stared at me with contempt in the elevator. Men thought it was too intense. Some called me insane. I began to feel bad about my moaning. I got quiet and polite, started making noises into a pillow. I learned to choke my moan, hold it back like a sneeze. I got headaches and stress-related disorders. I became hopeless. But that's when I discovered women. I discovered most women love my moaning. But more importantly, I discovered how deeply excited I got when other women moan. When I was responsible for their moaning. I made love to quiet women, and I would find a place inside of them that would shock themselves into their moaning. I made love to moaners, and they found a deeper, more penetrating moan. It was like surgery, a delicate science. Finding the right tempo, the exact location, the home of the moan. That's what I call it. Sometimes I use force, but not the violent, oppressing kind of force. No, more dominating. I want to take you someplace. Don't worry. Lay back and enjoy the ride kind of force. Sometimes it was simply mundane. I found the moan before things even started. Just real simple. While we're eating chicken or a salad, just casual. Just right there with my fingers. Here it is like that. All simple in the kitchen, all mixed up with balsamic vinegar. Sometimes I use props. I love props. Sometimes I made the woman find her moan in front of me. I waited, stuck it out until she opened herself. I wasn't fooled by the obvious, more minor moans. No, I pushed her further, all the way to her power moan. There's the clit moan. The vaginal moan. The combo clit vaginal moan. The almost moan. The right on it moan. The elegant moan. The graceful moan. The wasp moan. The wasp moan. The African American moan. The Irish Catholic moan.
Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me.
The mountaintop moan.
Yo. Yodelay. Woo! Yodelay.
The baby moan. The doggy moan. The uninhibited, militant bisexual moan. The machine gun moan. The torturous head moan.
Oh!
nice orgasm. Oh, oh, oh,
was performed for quite some time without any mention of childbirth, which was a bizarre omission. But then again, a male journalist recently asked, what's the connection? Our author, Eve Ensler, was present for the birth of her granddaughter. She was in awe of vaginas before that moment. Now she's in deep worship.
I was there when her vagina opened. We were all there. Her mother, her husband, and I. And the nurse from Ukraine, with her whole hand up there in her vagina, feeling and turning with a rubber glove, as she talked casually to us, like she was turning on a loaded faucet. I was there when the contractions made her crawl on all fours, made unfamiliar moans leak out of her pores, and still there after hours when she just screamed, suddenly arms striking the electric air. I was there when her vagina changed from a shy sexual hole to an archaeological tunnel, a Venetian canal, a sacred vessel, a deep well with a tiny stuffed child inside waiting to be rescued. I saw the colors of her vagina. They changed. Saw the bruised, broken blue, the blistering tomato red. Saw the dark gray pink. Saw blood, like perspiration along the edges. Saw the yellow-white liquid, the shit, the clots, pushing out of all of the holes, pushing and pushing harder. Saw there, through the hole, the baby's head, scratches of black hair. Saw it there, just behind the bone. A hard, round memory as the nurse from the Ukraine kept turning and turning her slippery hand. I was there when each of us, her mother and I, held a leg, exposing her wide, pushing with all our strength against her pushing, while her husband was sternly counting. 1, 2, 3, telling her to focus, focus harder. We looked into her then. We couldn't get our eyes out of that place. We forget the vagina, all of us. What else could explain our lack of awe, our lack of reverence? I was there when the doctor reached in with Alice in Wonderland's spoons, and there, as her vagina became a wide operatic mouth, singing and singing with all of its strength, first the head, then the gray flopping arm, then the fast swimming body swimming quickly into our weeping arms. I was there later, when I just stood and faced her vagina. I let myself see her, completely exposed, swollen, torn, bleeding all over the doctor's hands, who was calmly sewing her there. I stood, and her vagina became a wide, red, pulsing heart. The heart is capable of great sacrifice. So is the vagina. The heart can change its shape to let us in, and it can expand to let us out. So can the vagina. The heart can forgive and repair. The heart can bleed and bleed us into this difficult, wondrous world. So can the vagina. I was there, in the room. I remember.
My revolution begins in the body. It does not need approval or permission. It happens because it has to happen. In each neighborhood, village, city, or town, the gatherings of tribes, fellow students, women at the market, on the bus. It may be gradual and soft. It may be spontaneous and loud. It may be happening already. It may be found in your closet, your drawers, your gut, your legs, your multiplying cells, in the naked mouth of taut nipples and overflowing breasts. My revolution is swelling from the insatiable drumming between my legs. My revolution is willing to die for this. My revolution is ready to live big. My revolution is overthrowing the state of mind called patriarchy. My revolution will not be choreographed, although it begins with a few familiar steps. My revolution is not violent, but it does not shy away from the dangerous edges where fierce displays of resistance tumble into something new. My revolution is in this body, in these hips atrophied by misogyny, in this jaw wired mute by hunger and atrocity. My revolution is connection, not consumption, passion, not profit, orgasm, not ownership. My revolution is of the earth and will come from her, for her, because of her. It understands that every time we frack or drill or burn or violate the layers of her sacredness, we violate the soul of our future. My revolution is not ashamed to press my body down on her mud floor in front of banyan, cypress, pine, Kellyanne, oak, chestnut, mulberry, redwood, sycamore trees, to bow shamelessly to shocking yellow birds in rose blue setting skies, heart exploding purple bougainvillea and aqua sea. My revolution gladly kisses the feet of mothers and nurses and servers and cleaners and nannies and healers and all who are life and give life. My revolution is on its knees, on my knees, to every holy thing. And to those who carry empire-made burdens in and on their heads and backs and hearts, my revolution demands abandon, expects the original, relies on troublemakers, anarchists, poets, shamans, seers, sexual explorers, tricksters, mystic travelers, tightrope walkers, and those who go too far and feel too much. My revolution shows up unexpectedly. It's not naive, but believes in miracles. Cannot be categorized, targeted, branded, or even located. Offers prophecy, not prescription. Is determined by mystery and ecstatic joy. Requires listening. It is not centralized, though we all know where we're going. It happens in stages and all at once. It happens where you live and everywhere. It understands that divisions are diversions. It requires sitting still and staring deep into my eyes. Go ahead. Love.
One more, right here. One crazy shot, everybody like that.
Sister has to take one. Everybody do this. Ladies,
Crazy shot.
You can't see if I have a hand on her ass. Contact. We gotta go. My knees are Thank you, that was so nice of you.
That's right, I know. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. Please don't you worry about my personal bits. It's my inner labia, it's my clit. Call it my pussycat, call it my split. Let's take a little time to talk about it. It's beautiful, perfect, a work of art. You get to the pussy by going through the heart. Love this pussy hair. If your vagina got dressed, what would it wear? A bow, a hat, some pearls divine. Look at your pussy and say, it's mine. If a cooch could talk, what would she say? Slow down, come and rock me, rub this way. Twice the nerves of a penis, yo. Gotta treat her right, gotta make her moan. Worship in all this between my thighs. I love it, let it catch you by surprise. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. My short skirt isn't really about you. It's my short skirt, it's my pussy too. Everything under it is mine. I'm smart as a whip, it got brains inside. Warm up the duck lips, not so fast. Seduce it, juice it, make it last. I don't want it to smell like rain. Smells so good, make you go insane. If my vagina could talk, it would say now, treat me right and please slow down. Please slow down. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. My vagina, My vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. It's mine. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. It's mine. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. It's mine. My vagina, my vagina, my vagina is mine. It's mine. It's mine.